Do please be seated. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this really happy occasion here at the Royal Veterinary College. It's my privilege and pleasure to be President and Principal here and to welcome you to what is going to be a very brief but very important event. I'd like to introduce Professor Tim Parkin, who's President of the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons, and he will be joining me in part of the ceremony, but in due course. I do need to tell you that in addition to that, what you have in your current programme, in true West End theatre tradition, there will be no changes of cast, but we do have an additional scene for you in which our President, Professor Parkin, will be addressing our graduates. So, with great pleasure, I declare this ceremony open for the awarding of degrees, and I hand over to our two presenters today. We have Dr. Pellet-Many, who will be administering the admissions of the BSc students, and Associate Professor John Fishwick, who will be overseeing the award of the BVetMed. Dr. Pellet-Many.
I present to you the candidate who has achieved a Bachelor of Science in Biological Science, Camille Ribeiro. I present to you the candidates who have achieved a Bachelor of Science in Bioveterinary Sciences, Beth Colley. Jessica Combe. Katie O'Neill. And Charlotte Taylor Claydon. This concludes the presentation of the BSc Awards. Please join me in congratulating them.
I present to you those candidates who have achieved a Bachelor of Veterinary Medicine. Mariam R. Gaye. Madison Elise Bauer. Caitlin Brain. Holly Bryant. Richard Butterworth. Vishaka Chakravorty. Fionn Coates. George Downing. Sophie Gallimore. Funosh Ghani. Samantha Hasbun. Sarah Heisel. Joseph Hicks. Chiara Matrone. Rachel Morris. Esri Prideaux. Ariana Sanchez Rivera. Izzy Saunders. Maya Scott. Rodney Southern. Isabella Stenhouse. Y Lam Sarah Cho. This concludes the presentation of the BVetMed degree. Please join us in congratulating them.
How wonderful, many, many congratulations. And now particularly for our veterinary students that have just graduated, our veterinary graduates I should say, no longer students, you now have a declaration to make, and that is going to be administered by Professor Parkin, our President.
Thank you very much, Stuart. For those student veterinary surgeons who are or just about to become veterinary surgeons, now comes the point where we formally register you as members of the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons. The last few minutes have been slightly interesting for you. Having graduated, it could be said that you will no longer be responsible for veterinary school. But at the same time, having not yet taken the oath, you're not quite yet answering to the Royal College. So you could have pretty much done anything in the last minute, and you may have got away with it. However, that will be your opportunity in that place. So veterinary graduates, will you please stand and repeat after me. I promise and solemnly declare.
I promise and solemnly declare.
That I will pursue the work of my profession with integrity.
That I will pursue the work of my profession with integrity.
And accept my responsibilities to the public.
And accept my responsibilities to the public.
My clients, the profession, and the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons.
My clients, the profession, and the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons.
And that above all, my constant endeavour will be.
And above all, my constant endeavour will be.
To ensure the health and welfare of animals committed to my care.
To ensure the health and welfare of animals committed to my care.
In the name of the Council of the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons, or by virtue of the power conferred upon them by the Royal Charter and Act of Parliament, I do hereby admit you as members of the Royal College, and by the same power I do confer upon you the right to be styled veterinary surgeons, and to be known and deemed, recognised henceforth as duly qualified members of the veterinary profession. Many congratulations. Congratulations and welcome as latest members of the Royal College. I'd also like to congratulate those graduating with Bachelor's of Veterinary Science and Bachelor's of Science in Biological Sciences and Bachelor's of Science in Bioveterinary Sciences. I'm sure that most of you are not aware that I also hold a BSc in zoology. I didn't manage to get the A-levels required to get into veterinary school first time, so I went to do a zoology degree first. I was awarded that degree in '92 and then 6 years later became a vet. But ultimately, as a veterinary surgeon who has spent the whole of my career in research, that first degree was pivotal for me, and without doubt paved the way to my future success. Good luck with your future careers, wherever that might take you. Back to the new veterinary surgeons. Many of you will be soon or already started in your new place of work. Being new in a role is often exciting but can be daunting. Remember, there is not a single veterinary professional in the land for whom everything goes right all of the time. The very best of us identify our errors and learn from them. The best thing you can do, and the most selfless action, is to admit to and offer up your failings to your peers. You will realise that none of you are perfect and that you learn from your own mistakes and those of others. The best of you will be there for others, enabling your peers to feel okay about their mistakes by owning your own and demonstrating your ability to learn, grow and become a better person following those mistakes. If we all commit to doing that for each other, the veterinary professions will be in a better place. The RCVS is now your college, your Royal College. Make good use of it. It provides a wealth of resources aimed to help us perform and meet the standards to which the college requires us to work. Being a regulated professional brings with it certain privileges. As ever, with privileges come responsibilities. The aim of the Veterinary Code of Conduct is to ensure we are aware of those responsibilities, and the support and guidance from the RCVS is just that. It is there to support and guide, and ensure you fulfil your responsibilities as veterinary professionals. The RCVS, as a compassionate regulator, works to help us succeed, as opposed to just disciplining us when we fall short. And it is so much easier to succeed when we have good support around us. Being here on this very special day, I can see so many people who have supported you to date. Supporters, thank you one and all. You have made a massive difference to the lives and future prospects of those who have just joined the Royal College. And for that, I am sure they are truly grateful. So, enjoy your veterinary career wherever it takes you. Career paths should perhaps be viewed more as a climbing wall than a ladder. There are so many different possible routes, and sometimes moving sideways or even back a bit opens up a new route which we couldn't see before. When presented with a different career choice, think carefully, be bold, and don't be afraid to take a risk. Remember this moment. It should stay with you for a long time. Good luck to every single one of you. And finally, look after yourself, look after each other, and above all, have fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm not sure about the climbing wall analogy. I've only tried it once and I fell off, so thanks anyway. Listen, what I'm about to say, I'm sure you'll all have forgotten in a week's time, so I'm going to keep this short so that we can get on with the celebrations. The very first lecture I ever gave to students was to a room such as this, and I was teaching statistics, and they didn't like me, and they certainly didn't like the subject. And at the end of that first lecture, one of the students came up to me and she said, Dr. Reid, if I only had an hour left to live, I'd want to spend it on one of your lectures. Yeah, some people applaud at that point, just by the way. Anyway, I wondered what it was. Was it the quick wit and repartee, the dress sense, the delivery of the content? I wasn't sure. So at the end of the second week, I asked her over and said, what was it that she'd so enjoyed? And she said, oh, Dr. Reid, dreadful misunderstanding. If I only had an hour left to live, I'd want it to be the longest hour of my life. So I'll keep this short. So when I first spoke to you, our graduands were waiting to receive their degrees, and it's fantastic to see you all here in the different paths you've taken. And it's a very special day for the college, because for the university, because today you go out as our newest ambassadors. We chose you, you chose us, and up until now, you have been dependent on us for your reputation, and now we are dependent on you for our reputation. Don't forget that, please. I'm sure our future is in very good hands, knowing that you have got here today by supreme efforts. The RVC is a special place. I met a graduate a number of years ago who said, you know, Stuart, you don't understand how special the RVC is. He said it was the place of my first drink, my first dance, my first kiss, my first smoke, my first fight. He said it was a hell of a night. And I know that you have got evening celebrations planned, so enjoy them. If I can offer a few words to all of our students here today, as you go from here, be humble. Remember that not everybody has had the opportunities that you have had, and one only has to look around the world at the moment to recognise just how much strife and trouble there is, and others who are deprived of education, others who ridicule expertise, who ridicule training, who prevent some people, some sexes, to having the opportunity to receive an education. And here we are today celebrating your wonderful achievements. Most important thing though is be humble but be happy. Be defined by what you love, not by what you don't love. In fact, Tim Minchin, who is the lyricist from Australia, I understand he's come to terms with his place of birth, but anyway, he spoke at a graduation service as he received an honorary degree, and he made a number of points, some of which were rather risque, which I won't share with you today. But he made some really great points. He said, don't look too far ahead. I think there's a real danger that we rush through our careers. It's true that life is too short and it's the longest thing we have, but there's plenty of time to find something that you really enjoy doing. Give credit where credit is due. You are here through your efforts, but you're here having been supported by my colleagues, but most especially by those who are sitting behind you. And I second Tim's comments. You couldn't have done it without them. And on your behalf, I thank them most sincerely. I can see a few dewy eyes. They remember you going off to school. They remember you competing at sports day and winning a prize, or not. They remember you going off to university, and here you all are, graduates today. So it's a truism, if you're going to ask them for money, today is a really good day to do it. So, be kind to each other. There's enough trouble going on. Be kind to yourselves, most importantly. It's a bit like flying a plane or diving, if any of you do that. Deal with the trouble, deal with the issues in front of you. Don't let things get out and spiral out of control. And turn to each other for support. And remember where we are. The RVC is here, RVC is for life, and we will be here for you should you need us. Some final words though. As you start on your careers, there's one thing that above all I think is important, and that's never ever worry about not taking an opportunity as it's presented to you. The doors will open. It's up to you when you choose to take those divergences, to take those different paths. And I know that sitting behind you, there's people who will provide you with advice, and I know more than anything else, want you to succeed. You are their achievements, you are their successes, and you are their happiness, and never forget that. We will be here for an awful lot longer than we have been to date. You know that we've been challenged in some recent months, but I'm delighted to say that our full accreditations are now with us, and you and your colleagues can enjoy all the benefits that brings. I would like to add one point to that though, and that is wherever you go, and whatever you're going to do with your careers, remember that the profession is professions are provide plenty of opportunities, and that you will have many to choose from. If I could just say one more word though, the RVC has been a fantastic place for me to have been principal, and I'm looking forward to the next phase of my time here. As you go from here, remember where we are, remember the good times, remember what you added to our social lives, remember what you added to our classrooms, but above all remember that wherever you go, whatever you do from this point on, you'll always be an RVC graduate. Congratulations once again. Thank you. We do have some celebrations to pursue outside now, so with the assistance of our wonderful quartet, we will process out, and do please join us in our wonderful new atrium. Thank you very much.